Am I alive? I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Doesn't seem like I am. There we go. Yes. It's new? Nothing. Fuck off. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay, we're waiting for David to come by and say hello. Hi, oh there you go. Alright, so I think today we're doing filtering. I'm just gonna start working today. I think I need to go through all of this as fast as I can. So yeah, we want these to be filterable. So by like so we want filtering options here on the top, and like, you know, search bar, sorting options, filtering options by date, by the console, obviously by name, and so on. Funny enough, that's the main part, the main reason why I actually started all of this, because I actually were a bit mad that I didn't add filtering and sorting options in my previous the previous iteration of this page of this project. And yeah, so we start right away. So we need something. We need to put something over here. That would add option to control our oh, say, where is control this whole thing? Basically, we want here, and that's actually gonna be a good showcase of how different components, because that's gonna be a separate component. How different components can manipulate each other. I mean that the very brief show of this was with a header. There's technically a different component over here that is like 0 pixels height, and whenever we actually depending on its position, like, you know, to the viewport, related to the viewport, it changes, it sends the information to the header to change stuff. But it's very basic. It's literally just one variable being changed. What we basically want to control all of those elements here through a separate component, which is a big difference. So yeah, okay. So this is this is our current game list. So that's a full list component. That's a header switch, and we have an anchor for our smooth scrolling here as well as here. Those two anchors are for scrolling. That's the faves. That's the main part over here. Header switch, which is the zero height element, and we're gonna put this one. Oh, of course it does. It slips. Still slips. There we go. Okay. Oh no, we're actually not gonna use this one. We're actually gonna call it. I have no clue. I have no idea. Let's go with filters. I'm very, as you can tell, I am very creative today. I'm you know, there's something different in my veins today. That might be a bit short of a tutorial today. I plan to. Oh, someone fucking bothering me. Of course, Google payments. The only way, like the only time they actually care about me is when I have to pay them. Changes in additional conditions of using Google Pay, Google Payments. I do not give a fuck. Thank you so much. Okay. If you want my money, just take it. You've got my fucking card. Okay. We add section over here. And but that's a start. I think the first thing we want to go with is adding a class over here to add some padding, some spacing between those elements. So we add a lot of padding on the top, on the bottom not so much. Let's say we go with 8 and padding X, so it's left and right simultaneously. I think we're going with 32, which is what 8 as well, right? I'm not sure, but I want. Thank you. Fuck off. That might be 128. I want. Oh, so let's pick 16. So let's make him both the same to make him feel better. We'll fit together this way. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, there's more spacing over here on this part. I'm gonna put it here. Fuck off with your fucking what's new. I don't give a fuck what's new. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's okay. Yeah, as you can see, this element takes a bit of a space over here. I actually want a spacing that is this high to like let the filtering options, like to make the filtering options visible even if you click the full list option, right? It gets smaller and then you see the whole, like I want the as much of a spacing as this needs. So I think that's 80. Yeah, that's 80 in size, which is 20, which is around what I said. I said 20 here, but I'll give 24 just to give another bit of spacing between them, so we're not gonna touch visually. And then we can actually see if that works. Does it work? That's the easiest way, is to just ask. Remember, just ask your friends, your teachers, whoever's responsible for knowing stuff in your life. Just ask him. There you go. Yeah, does it work? It does. It actually, like, you know, the contents of this of this section is not obscured, but the header, which is, yeah, it does work, which is lovely. And if you scroll up, you can still, like, it still feels okay, it still feels fine. The spacing between them are the same, so it still fits, no matter if you look at it like that or you give it a bit of a space. It fits both ways, so that's great. That's always a fun way of starting things, by making them work. We start with a bit of a flex, you know, we've got a bit of a muscle to show off, so we start by flexing. What I think actually is we give, like yeah, though here gonna be like filtering options and sorting options. And filtering option is just gonna be filtering option is actually harder than I thought. But sorting option is gonna be the easiest because it's just like, you know, resorting the list. Filtering options, I mean, it's not hard from like the coding part, but like making it look okay on a page, like visually, to design a filtering menu is much harder. So I think we're gonna have like filter by console, filter by I think it's just filter by console. I can't think of any other filtering option here apart from like just filter out all the games on Steam or on anything else. So we'll just have filter by console, and you open it up. It's gonna be like a you know, a rolling menu, like a menu that opens up when you open it, and it's like it's a pop-in option, and it's gonna be a bunch of checkboxes with like different console names. And for this, we're just gonna click off click off the corresponding click the corresponding options to show on or off consoles. Did I hear? What the fuck did I hear? What was that? That was weird. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so we're gonna have filter by console, then sorting options, and just like click, you know, date ascending, date descending, yeah, then name ascending, name descending. Right, that's how you say it. Yeah, ascending and descending. ASC, DSC. Yeah. So and like console, ascending, descending, and that's it. Again, like there's not much to do with it. And then here is gonna be a search bar, and it's just gonna be a search, like a search. How do you call it? The magnifying glass. It's gonna be a magnifying glass. If you click it, it's gonna be like a search box over here. You type whatever the fuck you want to type, and press enter, or press this again. It adds like an option that, oh, now showing only. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds great. Okay. Yeah, so we'll have two divs, and I do not remember how we added. Oh, it's just that. Okay, here we're gonna have another phone awesome icon, and this time it's gonna be magnifying glass. There he is. You see, exactly the same as here. Yeah. If I say zoom, that's gonna be enough, right? Yeah, magnifying glass. There you go. You see, it's not that hard. Coding is easy. I mean, yeah, using stuff that someone else did, and you know, yeah, this part is easy. Okay, I think we need to say that we're using 515. There we go. It actually was called search. So fuck off. Yeah, it's still using the old one. Oh, bless you. Okay, and we've got justify between. So that's the way of saying, hey, make it fucking go away of each other, like, you know, move them apart. Place them as far as you can, like as far from each other as you can. And like, why did it put the magnifying glass on this side? Because there's already a one very empty but still being taken into consideration in terms of placing a div over here on this side, and there's another div that has a search bar. So these two divs has to be placed as far from each other as possible with this justify between option. So that's the thing. Obviously we want input over here. It's gonna be a type of a text, but it's also gonna be class hidden. That is just my class. It has nothing to do with the Tailwind itself. I'm just gonna use it to tell if it should be visible or not. Over here, and we're actually gonna just make it look fancy now. So as you can see, it looks pretty bad if you start typing it, especially that fucking you cannot actually see it. That's great. So let's make color like the semi-black that we're using for background. That's gonna be alright. What if we would make the text inside bold? Yeah, I can fuck with it. Okay, padding. It's gonna be 8 pixels top and bottom, and then 16 pixels left and right. Because it always looks better. Maybe like 12 by 16, but it always looks better, or like 8 by 12. It always looks better if left and right, if horizontal padding is a bit bigger than vertical padding, because then look that's like squarish. It looks very smooth, but it still has that, you know, a comfy padding around itself. So it looks better this way than if you just go 12 on both in both yeah in both directions. Okay, we can add margin right like 16 pixels maybe. Also no border, because that looks stupid, and we want this to go away as well. And I don't remember. Oh, there you go. It's called outline. Outline known. As you can see now, it doesn't like no, there's no focus outline. You see, this is a bit stupid. This looks cool. And we actually want. No, I think that's okay. I could potentially add a box. Yeah, I didn't know you can disable that. Yeah, there's a lot of things that like might seem that might be surprising. There you go. Yeah, it fits with the rest because the rest, all of the text has this like shadow, like the bluish shadow benefit. It fits with the rest of the. Oh fuck! Wait, what? What's wrong with that now? Fuck off! Oh my god! Okay. Once again, box shadow. Add this. There we go. That feels good. That's alright. That's okay. That's all we need. We'll just copy it and paste it here. For reference, I think no. We just literally just gonna put it this way. Cause why not? Fuck off. Sometimes we can do that. There's no difference between those options. Like we can just straight up use normal CSS from time to time. And here we've got 16/6, so it's 1 rem, but it's obviously much easier to read this way because it has the number of pixels in it this way. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm actually sure if that. Fuck off. You press enter and he actually searches for stuff. Okay. And this goes like cursor pointer. And now if we hover over that, it's gonna do. Oh yeah, that's div now. So we need to make this whole thing a flex. And it's gonna just gonna put everything next to each other. And to make them aligned again, align now item center. It's gonna be align item center, but we just skip the word align because it's easier this way. Yep, that's it. You can even make it a bit bigger by adding a small padding to it, so the collision detection is easier. You don't have to actually click. Now you don't actually have to click on the icon itself. You can actually click way over here. Because there's a invisible padding that is still considered a collider, a hitbox. So as you can see, which like without it, I can actually show it to you. Like it's very much visible, the yellow element versus the blue middle, which is almost invisible with all of it. If we turn this off, you can see that the cursor is not responding. The pixel I step off the icon itself, the cursor switches from pointer to the default one. And here, if we add there's just a lot more space that you can click that still counts. It's much more useful for like touchscreen devices. So it's much easier for like phone users to click roughly within the area of where you try to click rather than on the thing itself. So, but it's obviously much easier for like mouse users as well, especially people that have to remember that not everyone plays video games, so they don't have to be good at like pointing at stuff fast, and if they want to click through something as fast as they can, they might actually miss the mark and click here and not here, and that's the difference. So that's that. Okay, we want the input thingy to be hidden if give me a sec. We actually need overflow hidden on this one, and here we actually want width to be 0 pixels, where here we want width to be calculated 120 pixels, obviously semi-pixels, so it's gonna be 120 pixels on 1920. Cool, that's exactly what I meant. Oh yeah, because yeah. Because it is hidden. We don't want to we don't want it to be hidden for now. To see, oh, that's not a lot. I thought 120 would be more. So let's make it 420. 420 is in 5 days. So get your marijuana ready. Yeah, cool. That's big, but I think we can handle it. I think we can afford that big of a search bar. And the reason why we're doing it this way is we actually gonna make opacity 0 here as well, and then visibility hidden. So this one I don't really understand, but I know that this makes it not clickable, because things that have opacity 0 are still clickable. You can, like, if you have button that is like 0, like have opacity 0, you can still click it. If you have input that it has opacity 0, you can still type in it. But visibility hidden makes it so it's not usable anymore. No matter what it is, you can't focus on that anymore. So that's gonna be useful. And we're actually gonna make a transition for width O3s, opacity O3s, and visibility, even though it's not actually visibility is not actually a graphical it's not actually graphic effect. It's not an effect, like, you know, you can fuck. you can lerp between colors, for example, right? We have the color wheel and stuff. You can actually have a gradient between the two colors, and you can obviously have gradient between width. Like, you can actually make something like moving from, like, you know, changing the size of flow like, yeah, flawlessly. And you can actually change the opacity as well, like within the time. You have like 100% opacity and going smaller numbers into like 0 or something like that. But visibility doesn't have that. It's visible or not. There's no, like, you can like make it half visible because it's not opacity. Opacity makes it like half visible, half transparent. Visibility is like, it's either click, you can click it or not. There's not like you can half click it. But this basically makes it so whatever we actually change to hidden, the visibility component kicks in after those 3 seconds, first, thus giving us the time to make all the other animations visible. Because without this, all these animations wouldn't be visible, because this would just switch instantly. Because the visibility despite like the visibility not only make something not clickable, but also actually makes it invisible. Like there's no difference visual there's no visual difference between opacity 0 and visibility hidden, but visibility hidden also adds the component of not being clicked. So we actually want to just this just makes all of the animation, like, lets all of the animation play, and then after that you actually hit the visibility. So that should work. I'm not sure. I like I said, I don't really like. It's a bit complicated with it, but yeah. Let's see. There we go. That's attaboy. You see? That looks so good. And without visibility, actually, you could actually click it here. You can see that my pointer is changing. But with visibility, it actually doesn't do that anymore. And yeah, so that's gonna be animation when you click this button. I'm happy with that. Okay, so it's visible. It's hidden by default, and then if you press this thing, the whole thing here, methods on on search click. And here add click on search click. And let's see if that works. Always check every single step of your journey to make sure that you like that the the more frequent you actually check your work, the less complicated bugs you encountered. Because like if you didn't check if anything works in 2 hours and you just coding, that'll make it so in 2 hours, if something doesn't work, you have 2 hours of work to check, and that's gonna be that's most likely gonna be more than one bug to work with. That's complicated. If you check every 2-3 minutes absolutely anything, including the stuff that I do every day, like making like adding like adding a method being run on click. If you check things like that every single time, there's gonna be less and less places to actually get like complicated bugs. You still get a lot of bugs, but they're gonna be very easy to spot on because you literally just checked like 2 minutes ago everything worked. I changed something, now it doesn't work. It means that within those 2 minutes, it's the whatever I change within those 2 minutes is gonna be a cause of my issue, right? Most of the time, obviously. Okay, yep, so it works. As you can see, it says 9 times 1111. Yeah. Okay, so for now we actually won't just find the input, because that's gonna be the only input here. I think so. I could actually add there you go. Yeah, we can search like that. This is, as you can see, this and this is the very same thing. It literally just says the input tag that has a search bar class on it. Here, if we remove it, it still works, but this means no matter what the tag it has, it needs the class search bar class on it, right? So if I add this here, this div would also get all of this changes. Where if I say input, this hits only this element, like, because despite having the same class over here, this is not input, this is div, so that's why it doesn't hit. So that's that. Okay, so yeah, we want this, and we basically want class list. Oh no, it's yeah, there is a way to do it, because we don't want to edit classes directly in Nuxt. We want to have a data, and here we want is search open, and by default it's not open, right? And here we want to add a variable of a class, like the so this class depends on this variable basically. so it's colon class, not just class. So the colon class says if the search bar is open, do nothing, and in other case add hidden to the class. So here we just go, and here we're just gonna change, doesn't say, there you go. So yeah, we just want to switch between those values, true and false, if we click it or not, right? I mean, every time we click, we're just gonna switch between search bar being opened and not. And it doesn't work. Let's go. I mean, okay, yeah, it says something. Oh yeah, that, what is it? I'm pretty sure I opened it this way. No, we don't. Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah. Here. My bad. There you go. Now it's working. Okay. So now it's fine, and as you can see, everything works fine. And we want this to actually react when we stop like typing, right? So there's gonna be a bit of a timer over the just that checks if we still type. It's gonna be that's gonna be easy actually. Okay, so now we want on input, I think. Let me give me a sec. Let me check. Let me double check. If we add here at input, does it work like that? Yeah, it does work like that, and it doesn't know what console is. So yes, I asked one question and been given two answers, so that's good. On search input, that's easy. It's just to make it obvious for myself that like what they actually mean. Console log test. Let's see if that works. There we go, here, and every time I type something, you're gonna say test, and it seems like it's working. Oh fuck. So that works, that feels fine. If I remove, yeah, it still counts as an input. That's good. Okay, so that's that. Is there anything else that we would like to go through now? Yeah, for now that's it. For now that's like in terms of changing stuff over here, I think we can focus on the counting. So search bar count down, and it's gonna be null. So the very first thing is we want, every time we type, we want to set timeout, and here it's gonna be like what we actually do when the timeout is done. and here it's gonna be like the milliseconds that passed. And here for now we're just gonna console log this is it, right? And the thing is here, oh wait, this has to say this first. And here we actually want to clear, if there already is a search bar countdown, we want to clear it. So clear timeout. So that basically gonna stop the timer that if there's already a timer that counts down half a second to actually search stuff. And here we're gonna add, because we don't want to actually run a search for every character that a person types. We just want to start searching when they finish, so we have to check if they're still typing. So we just say, okay, if there's a time difference between type, like if 500 seconds passed between the last button press and now, that means that they stopped, because we can change this value more, like to, you know, half a second, 2 seconds, doesn't matter. But what I try to do by that is we say that usually if someone's typing pretty fast, they're not gonna click, like they're not gonna press buttons slower than 500 milliseconds, which is half a second. And so whenever they actually want to type something, we're not gonna run searching every time, because that's wasteful. Because if they click F and we search for everything that has F in it, and then we, the fuck? Okay, for a second, yeah, for a second my setup, my streaming setup said that there's no data and nothing been streamed. Okay, so if there's, yeah, so we just every time someone clicks F, for example, and we search everything that contains F in it, and then they immediately press O, the whole searching for F was fucking meaningless, because they didn't want to see whatever the fuck we found. Like there was no need for this search. So we want to, like, we want it's some amount of time between presses to make sure that, hey, they actually stopped and waiting for our response. So that's 500 seconds. And we actually just, you know, we actually just set the timeout and save it here. And whenever new timeout's gonna be added, we just want to clear the timeout first to make sure that, you know, the previous timeout doesn't go off. That's it. That's a pretty basic thing. So as you can see, like, I'm gonna start typing, and only half a second after I stopped, it's gonna say this is it. So this is my typing speed. I'm very, yeah, this is it. I forgot the word that I'm trying to use here, so yeah, that's didn't help. I'm very embarrassed of my typing speed, so don't make fun of me. And obviously, if I start removing stuff here and stop, it hits this is it again, right? So I also set speed. Cool. It's supposed to be typing, right? And speed. That was weird, actually. Yeah, that was double P, by the way. It was typing speed. Speed. So yeah. Also, it's really hard to actually type when you know that, you know, you can't stop for half a second, literally half a second. You know, I try to prove a point. But yeah, I'm very bad at this. Okay, so yeah, so we just want to run a search if they stop typing. Obviously, if someone's typing like this, it's gonna hit every single time. But we have to, we have to draw the line at some point, right? So we have to do it. Okay. So assume the user is not handicapped. Yes, I just assumed that it's not me. It doesn't matter anyway. Like if half a second is enough to find to go through research. For researching. So yeah, that's a neat little trickery that we can use. It's not a trick. It's literally the conceptual use of a timer. It's literally how the timer and the timeout option was added to JavaScript. Literally, fucking, a bookcase. How's it called? Like something's. How do you call the books that you learn from? Never fucking mind. I wasn't. I haven't been in school in fucking 8 years now, so I don't fucking remember. I'm old. I'm very much fucking old. Cool, yeah. So that's that, and we on this every time we actually hit this is it. I know about the old part. Man, I'm 20 fucking 6. 7. I almost said 7. I'm not 27 yet. But fucking I'm old as fuck. I'm at my grave. My my inner organs are like, fucking depleting. They're literally made out of fucking paper at this point. That's young. that's fucking Chinese, yeah. Yeah, but what? Yeah, huh? That's not because of age. It is. I'm just aging much faster than a human being because I'm a god. I'm a demigod that is destined to die at the age of 30. I'm gonna look like I'm fucking 120. It's time to stop drinking fake coke. Fuck off. I'll be right back. Up. Hi, I'm back. we're not doing any. Yeah, we're not doing no more. Stop taking that. Yeah, no more coding anymore. This is just me. This is just me streaming, just chatting now. No, just kidding. We're back. You thought this is a break time, huh? There's no breaks. There's no breaks on my shift. No chatting, just coding. We're doing a thing. Let's go. Okay, so what we actually want to find this fucking thing as well. So it would actually be easier if we would add an ID to it. Is that how you say component? Yes. So I just added ID because it's gonna be easier to find this way. And here we actually want the very first thing we do. So at mounted, we actually want. Yeah, I'm gonna call it the same, even though it might be confusing. So we actually want to find in a whole document this ID. Was it like this? I've done it in a not in a header switch last time. Yeah, okay. I set it up as a two-parter last time. I mean, we just gonna literally do the same fucking thing, but with. There you go. Sure. Whatever the fuck. Okay, so that's basically the same thing that we did here, just a longer name. And the very first thing over here, we want to do if we do not find a component yet for some reason, or it wasn't there at all, and my fucking okay, give me a sec. My fucking headset turned off because I don't have any music or any actual audio working in the background. Anyway, if there's no if we don't have this component, so you know it hasn't been found yet, or it hasn't been found at all, or for any other reason, we just don't want to do anything because, like, you know, there's nothing to change yet. So set this up like this. I think you're actually gonna hear. Yeah, I have to mute the audio to make sure that I'm not gonna be. Right, you don't hear anything. Yes, okay. Okay. That's good. This is not an invitation. Fuck you mean you need it. Fuck you mean you speed. Brain stopped working for a moment. Don't worry, my stopped working as well. Okay, so yeah, if we don't have the fullest component, fuck off. And if we here on this line we do have a component because we just fucking checked, so we're just gonna do this and, like, you know, search change search text, and here we're gonna actually get the input from here, right? So we I might be okay. Never mind. So here just this that el that query selectors. The same fucking thing we're doing for past two 3 streams. Here that value, I think, and we're gonna, and this here, we don't have this yet. This doesn't exist yet, but we're gonna add it here. We're gonna add it over here, and literally, if you add it in methods, new text, and we're gonna console log new text. If everything works, we should see whatever we actually typed in a search bar being shown on a console. Fuck. Yeah, it doesn't work. Let's go. Oh, this one beat me. So that's good. It's very much good. That's very good. Very good. Maybe I need to refresh it. And if not, I'm actually gonna like have to investigate what the fuck's going on. Fuck. Hey, it works. Actually, I actually had to refresh it. Kim, bitch. Let's go. See? That's it. That's easy. And now it's empty. Bitch, I am one. Throw a tantrum. Bum ba-da-dum bum bum ba-da-dum ba-dum bum bum ba-da-dum bum. Bitch, I am one. Dripping on my nose. Okay, and now, so that's how you actually talk between components. You literally find it and say, "Hey, do your job," and he said, "Okay," and does whatever the fuck you want. So that's easy. Okay, and we actually want. So here we actually have to get a trick or two. So this game list is not the one that we want to show anymore. It might be this, like, it might be the same, but it's not the exact list that we want to show. So we need another list that we're gonna hold all the filtered stuff in, right? So that's gonna be in our data. It's gonna filtered list, and it's empty. And if filtered is oh my fucking god, if filtered list is empty, show the game list. That's obvious, right? Or even better, by default it's fucking null. So if there's no options, if we have no filter options, show the game list, otherwise show the filtered list. So we actually put it here. So this literally says, hey, use this one, and if this doesn't exist, then use this one. Okay. And we're also gonna have search text, and it's gonna be empty, and sort by, which is gonna be null. We're gonna change that in a bit, but for now it's gonna be null. And then it's gonna be filters, and it's also gonna be null for now. And here we're just gonna say, hey, make sure that you save this new text. Just save this, whatever this is, into a search text, and then run run a method called run filters. So, supposed to be s in the. So basically what this means is like, because we want to refresh our page, if you insist, refresh our page if any of the filters, like filter change, is happening. We want to run through the whole thing again. If we change sortings, if we change filters, if we change the search bar text, whichever of these we actually change at once, we want to run the whole filtering again. So it's much easier to just have one method that does all of this, and then 3 methods that just say, hey, I've changed something, do the whole thing again. Right? So it's gonna be change search text, change filters, and change sorting, like 3 methods over here, and all of them gonna run the method called run filters, and that's gonna be like, this is gonna be the main part, the main thing. So we actually want this literally means, hey, copy all of what's inside, just copy over here, right? So that just copies all the stuff from this list to this list, because we want to work on this one. And now we want to filter stuff by text. Right now, just by text. So give me a sec. This is not an invitation, fucking me. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you just go this filter, because that's a list, right? And here you just say, okay, so what's inside? That's the main question. Like, how do we want to check if like how do we check if, for example, this item corresponds to my searching element, right? And the easiest way is just get the text from it, lowercase it, because you never, like, you don't want lower and uppercase to be an issue. If you type lowercase Elden, you want the uppercase Elden to show up. So every time you do a text searching, you want to get the lowercase. So lowercase the text, and then check if this text that we have here, right? If we say eld over here, yes, I know. If we say eld, if this text is somewhere here, if it is, great, show it. If not, then don't show it. That's easy. All right. So yeah, so we want to find in string. So that's gonna be a search method. Okay. So here, first of all, I need that run filters, and then here we just say, let me double check. Okay, so this is a singular element in the list, and we need to get the title from it and search within the title. Yeah, and obviously lowercase. Okay, so that's easy. Okay. So what we do here is we take a single element from it, and now get the element, get the title from it, make it lowercase, right? And then search, and we want to search this, whatever's inside, right? Pop, 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 pop. And if this is not, because the search field, the search function gives you -1, -1 if it didn't find it. So if it did find it, so if the result of searching is different than -1, it filters, like it goes through it, and that's it. That should be it, literally. Run filter is not defined. Yeah, that's probably because I need to refresh. And if I say eld, it does not do anything. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's check what's inside console filter list. Is that actually, like, you know? Oh, it doesn't run. It doesn't run at all. No, that's pretty cool. Okay. Oh, there you go. There it goes. Okay, so it says that it found Elden Ring. That was an obvious one. And then it found Metal Gear Solid 5, which is great. Yes. And it found it was cool. Great. Yes. So that fucking did nothing. Okay. Is it that we actually need to, like, does it, maybe it works for that. I don't give a fuck if it does. Like, as long as it works, right? If I say eld, you say Elden Ring. There you go. You see, that was that. That was just that. A bit of a misunderstanding. Nothing more. Okay. Obviously, we want to check if this search text, if this checks if it exists and if it's not empty. So that's more than enough. So give me a sec. Let's see. If I say metal, it's a, there you go. It's a Metal Gear Solid and unmetal, right? And if I remove it, everything's back to normal, right? You might have actually cut it like glitching a bit. So if I say metal and I remove it for a for a split second, especially in the very first on the very first run, it was a bit glitched, like everything was Metal Gear Solid for a second. And what we actually, that's actually an issue, because this element and this element technically are the same, but they're just like in different everything is beautiful. Yeah, so this element, that the first element of a list is always the same. Nuxt just replaces the values inside, but it's technically the same value, so it might still have like cached image in it, which is a bit a bit of an issue. Oh, there you go. Yeah, cool. What the fuck? What the fuck has happened? Yes, we don't want it to happen. That was weird. Okay, never mind. That doesn't matter. And so, oh, is it? Oh, was it that? Yeah, this thing is very glitchy. I think I'm actually just gonna cut it out. It's just gonna be harder. I'm just gonna add. For now, I'll just keep the I'll just keep showing the very first one, the very first value, rather than like all of them. So here, on logo hover, I'm just gonna remove that, because it keeps it seems like that there's a bit of an issue in it. I don't want to keep fucking with it, so I'm just gonna remove it because it's not a big deal. It's not something that is like I would think about it anyway. So yeah, every time we have show date now, we're just gonna remove it. Not fine. I meant to replace. So yeah, there was a lot of issue with this system, and I'm just gonna cut it off. You know, we do not need it. I'm still gonna keep, like, you know, the dates of each of them individually, but that doesn't matter anymore. Sure. Okay. So that's that. This works. Okay. Okay. Thank you. There you go. And if we hover over that, doesn't do anything anymore, which is good. That's what I want. And so yeah, so that works. You know, search bar works. Oh, that was it. That was it. So we want to avoid that. So the very first thing we can do is you actually sets a filter list as like empty. And actually here, well, no, that's okay. And here we just say set timeout, and or like this. Yeah, I'll just use the timeout. There's other ways to do it, but timeout is the easiest one. And we just say, hey, actually, make it like, don't show anything for 100 milliseconds, 1/10 of a second, and then do the whole thingy with, you know, searching for stuff. And so this is gonna just replace I'm not sure why it just jumps up and down now, but yeah, it's gonna that's gonna work. That's good enough. So yeah, so we want on in it, and it's Ghost Runner and Metal Gear, and if we remove it for a second, there's nothing in there, and then it's like, you know, I think it actually jumps up and down because it tries to move me up because there's nothing here to show. But I'm just gonna make this one like a minimum height of this section 100 like 100% of a height. So we're just gonna do this and mean height. I'm not using the tailwind for it because tailwind is a bit like tailwind doesn't have too much options in terms of min and max height. I'm not sure. It may actually have min height 100 VH, but I'm just gonna use standard CSS. That, especially that we have a fucking ID right now for it. So now if we say this and then we remove it, see, it's still yeah. Even if it's empty, there's still like space over here, right? And that's actually cool because now we can actually say over here, let's say. Yeah, sure, why not? Here, we can add another element and make it so only, that's v, by the way. Make it so it shows. Let's say for now. I'm gonna add text later. Only if it's empty. If filter list does exist, so this won't hit, the game list won't hit, but the length is 0, so it's literally empty. No elements found, right? So cool, error 500. Oh, that's cool. Length is not. How do you? Okay, filter list and filter list length, right? Yes. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. And so yeah, if we say find me something that has like 999 in it, it would say it'd show up, but only then, right? Nothing. Yeah, it's nothing, nowhere to be seen. And this is actually gonna say it's gonna be a flex with w full and h full. Oh no, wait, even better, absolute, and this has to obviously be relative. So it's gonna be an absolute with top half, left, no, yeah, left 0, w full obviously, and text, no, align, was it text center? Yeah, text center. And then we want to move it up, so it was translate y minus half. This might not work. Sorry, there's a proverb. It was a took to my attention. No, someone told me that this might not work if you don't add transform before. So you might actually need for translating, for scaling, for rotating, you might add that additional class of transform. But for me, translate works without it, so I'm not sure why. Okay, and it's gonna just say, and I'm gonna say opacity. Whoa, that was off. That was off. Yeah, it was about you. Opacity 30 and font like fucking big, like 20. Like no matches. Empty match character. I found it hilarious. Okay, and now if we use something like if this oh, because I said font, not text, right? Yeah, here it's text 20. It says no matches, empty match carton. If we try to yeah, if we try to look for something that does not exist, you just say no matches, empty match carton, which is I found it funny. Not all of you have to, but it's very funny to me. I could actually set it up much higher. It could have been like 1/4. We actually don't even have to do this. Yeah, it says, yeah. it feels less empty, right? It makes sense a bit more. All right. So like I said, the search bar is the easiest one. So I think since this one's gonna be a bit shorter, and it's already 1.5 hours. It's already 18 minutes and ticking. So I think we're gonna stop here for now. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow, maybe not. I'm just really tired today. So that's it for now. Thanks. We're gonna next time we're gonna add sorting option and maybe filtering option. Yeah, it was a bit, especially that it was a bit tricky, so that might be a lot. Anyway, yeah, I know. Okay, yeah. So see you later. Bye.